All right, here we go. I'm taking the Jasion Retrovolt Max on an extreme range test today. This is Jason's dual battery moped style e-bike, and I'm working with about 40 amp hours of battery life here. So I'm going to do my normal 43 mile extreme range test, and I'm going to be running this bike at its top speed, riding it like a motorcycle the entire time. I really won't be doing much pedaling. And I'm hoping that with this battery setup, I shouldn't need to do any pedaling. I'm gonna go down, it's like 21.5 miles and then 21.5 miles back. So it comes out to like 43 miles. And like I said, I'm gonna be running this basically at top speed unless I see a serious battery sag, at which point I will drop off. So like I said, I'm gonna be running the bike at basically its top speed the entire time. I weigh 190, 195 pounds. The bike weighs around 82 pounds if I remember correctly, but I will put the exact weight on the screen right here. As I said, I'm gonna be running at a top speed, but I will be stopping for a few stop signs along the way, and I will be slowing down for pedestrians and other riders. Other than that, let's put 43 miles on this bike and see where it's at when we're done. I've already done a full review on this bike, so if you want to check out specs, features, and performance, be sure to check out that video. It is here on my channel. But today, this is all about range and seeing what we can get out of these two 20 amp hour batteries. Other than that, I'm just going to ride along at full speed, and I'm going to check in every time a battery bar drops off of this meter. It has 5 bars right now, so when we get to 4 bars, I'm going to check in and let you know where we're at. One thing I was not able to do on my full review was a hill climb test. So we're going to knock one of those out right now. This hill up here, keep in mind how tall it is right now in this video. When we get up on it, the fisheye effect of the action camera is going to flatten it out. So it's going to make it look a lot less steep than it actually is. I have no doubts in my mind that this bike is just going to absolutely crush this hill test. All right, here I am, full stop at the base of this hill, pedal assist level 5, throttle only. Let's climb it and see what it can do. On the bike's built-in speedometer, it gets up to about 30 miles per hour. I'll let you know if we have any real performance sag as we climb this hill. Looks like it's capping out at about 17 and a half. And now it's starting to drop a little bit the closer we get to the top. 16 miles per hour, 15.9, 15.7. And there we are at the top. It made it no problem. And now I want to get off of this country road. And we're going to see what kind of speed we can get up to with the downhill advantage. This is the fun part. All right, with that downhill advantage, we hit about 37.5 miles per hour. Now there's nothing to do but sit back and enjoy the ride. And after that hill climb test, we are at 96% on battery life. I was at 100% when I left to begin this ride. All right, so I've been running this bike as hard as I can run it for the past 3 miles plus that hill climb test, and we've dropped to 94%. So going 40 miles, I don't think I want to run it at the top speed of like 33, 34 miles per hour. I think I'm going to drop down into pedal assist level 4, and we're going to go from there. I think as heavy as this bike is and as heavy as I am, running it at those speeds continuously is going to drain the battery a lot faster than I want to drain it, especially for a 43-mile run. And yeah, that takes us up to about 25.1 miles per hour according to the speedometer here. So that's plenty fast enough for me for a long-range run like this. Another thing that I take into consideration on a long-range run like this is bike ergonomics and rider comfort. I'm 5'10", and this bike is pretty comfortable. The seat has got some nice cushion to it, and I'm not pedaling it. I'm keeping the pedals in the midpoint position, so it's basically evened out horizontally. As I found in my full review with this bike has really long pedal cranks. So if you have the pedal in the down position and you go too tight around a curve, your pedal will drag. So I basically just ride this bike like a motorcycle and even my feet out on the pedals. That's the most comfortable way to ride it. And with these batteries, it should have plenty enough battery life to get you where you're going. Another thing to add for ergonomics and comfort is this full twist grip throttle. This is a lot easier to hold your throttle position with this full twist grip rather than a quarter twist that comes on a lot of cheaper e-bikes. It's a lot easier on your hands on a longer ride. Also, as far as ergonomics go, the handlebars are in a good position. There's enough rise that I'm not hunched over the bike. I got enough bend in my arms that I'm in a comfortable riding position, but I'm not stretched out over the bike. And there's enough pullback with the handlebars that I've got that slight bend, but I'm not way back here and really just cramped on the ride. Okay, so we've come about another 3 miles, and dropping down to pedal assist level 4 really seems to be that sweet spot for covering a lot of ground, but also preserving your battery life, because when I was going top speed, it was really draining that battery fast. But now that I've dropped down to just 25 miles per hour, the battery is holding steady and it really is not dropping. As a matter of fact, it's come back up to about 99%, though that's probably within a margin of error for sure. But the point is, if I would have kept riding this bike at 33 miles per hour, this battery would be draining a lot faster. And what I like is we've got that 33 mile per hour reserve if I need to pump it up into level 5. And if I need to go that fast, I've got it. But for casual trail riding like this, 25 miles per hour is well beyond fast enough. I normally ride trails like this at 15 to 20 miles per hour. All right, we're coming up on our 8-mile mark right here. This little eagle statue is exactly 8 miles plus our hill climb, and we are still at full energy bars. Hey, your family went that way. Dude, you're going the wrong way. Hey, buddy, guy, dude, buddy, hey, your family went the wrong, you're going the wrong way, dude. All right, for this section of the trail, we're getting into a really rough section. It's where a lot of tree roots have grown up and kind of separated the pavement here. So this is a good test of the bike's rear suspension and front suspension for that matter. And it's doing a pretty good job, though I've not really hit the worst of it yet. Here we go. This is gonna, oh yeah, it soaked it right up. No problem. I'm gonna look for some really bad spots to see if I can go over and see what kind of difference it makes. That was a pretty rough one, but there are some sections on here where it gets really, really rough. Normally, I ride over on the other side to avoid them, but for a test, I just want to see how well this thing is going to soak them up, and so far, it's doing a really good job. Yeah, those bumps and ruts are not something you want to take a non-suspension bike over if you value your kidneys. All right, so we just hit 4 bars out of 5, but when I stopped to look at my mileage to see how far we've come, which is 17 miles, it went back up to 86. Now it's up to 87, so we will continue going down the route and see how much we can get out of these batteries. But yeah, it was down to 4 bars out of 5. The moment I stopped to look at it, it went right back up to 5 bars. Let us continue. All right, this is Cedar Bog Nature Preserve. They're closed now, but this is my 21.5 mile mark. And I'm going to add another half mile for that hill climb. And we are setting at exactly 75% on the battery in percentage and 4 bars. So nothing to do now but head back and put another 21.5 miles on it. And for accuracy's sake, the trip odometer does say 21 miles. I imagine that's going to tick over to 22 anytime now. So the speedometer and odometer are fairly accurate on this bike. Yep, there it is, 22 miles. All right, I'm starting to feel raindrops, and I've got probably 13 miles to get back. Once I get past West Liberty, if I've still got a lot of battery life left, I'm going to kick it up into 5 and speed back. Right now we're sitting at 62%, still 4 bars. I imagine when that hits 60, it's going to drop to 3 bars. All right, yeah, so we just dropped to 60% on battery life, and that puts us at 3 bars exactly. I will continue. There's a storm behind me now. It's not looking good back there, so I might be kicking it up into a higher speed to get the rest of the way back. All right, so I'm at 50% battery life, and I really don't want to go up into a higher speed than I'm already going. I got a little less than 9 miles to go to get back, and I do not like the looks of that over there. That's looking like a pretty nasty storm is getting ready to roll through. So the less talking and the more riding I do, the better. Level 4 really does seem kind of like the sweet spot for the fastest speed I can get out of the bike for the distance that I want to go. Oh yeah, it's starting to come down now. I got 3 bars left on my battery and 7 miles to go. I'm going to go on up into 5 and get back faster. Yeah, taking it up to just 5 more miles per hour at level 5 really is putting a lot more drain on this battery a lot faster. But we are at 39 miles now. 2 bars left. That should be plenty enough to get us back to the beginning, which should be a total of like 43, almost 44 miles. All right, I got like a half mile to go to get back to the beginning of the trail, and that's probably going to put us at 44 miles. We're sitting at 43 right now. The last 7 miles, I ran this in level 5, but it did just stop raining, so I dropped back down to level 4. Everything on this seems to be pretty accurate. I'm probably going to be at about 44 miles when I get back to the trailhead. I've run it at 25 miles per hour. We're at 35% battery life, and the battery meter seems to be pretty accurate too. So I would guess you can probably get 50 safe miles out of this bike at 25 miles per hour at my weight, which is around 190, 195. But when I get back to the trailhead, I gotta pack this thing up because the mosquitoes are terrible down there. Anyway, that's gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time.